here is the one thing I'm going to try and do from here to get to the end, and that is, so I'm on day 4 of writing my draft 0. I'm about to sit down at that desk over there and hopefully get to the end of the script. I say get to the end rather than finish, because you don't finish really a draft 0, you just get to the end, and then you've got your pages, and then you've got something to work with, and you can turn that into a draft 1, which is the draft that you actually show people. So I'm on day 4, and I had a whole day for day 1. I had another fairly whole day for day 2. Day 3, I only really had about 2 hours, maybe even 90 minutes. But that was a really significant time, because I thought, if I just write this one scene, then I'll have had a good session. And actually in that scene, a whole load of stuff kind of came together, which is making it feel like this episode could end quite soon, which is great, because I'm on page 24, 25. No, probably no, 22, 23. And so obviously my draft 0 could be 40 pages or 50 pages. I need ultimately a 30-page script or thereabouts. So I can go long here, but there's no real point in just writing long for the sake of it, just because tap, tap, tap and all that kind of business. The characters are starting to crystallize, and various things that seemed really important now don't seem important. So here is the one thing I'm going to try and do from here to get to the end, and that is figure out what needs to happen. What needs to happen? So I've got all of these best laid plans that I've put in the outline of this could happen, then this, and then this, and then this. And then suddenly I'm just thinking, oh, I'm not sure you need that. So what I need to do is just have a quick look at the first 20 pages that I've written, and then write the ending based on those 20, 25 pages, rather than the ending based on my 19 scenes that I had planned out, and I dumped the second scene straight away. And I think I'm going to dump 3 or 4 more scenes as we go. And as the characters talk to each other, as the rivalries build, as the ties and the bonds between the characters grow and thicken, you start to realise what's important and what isn't important. And the late Scott Adams wrote a really good book called Reframe Your Brain. And a really good piece of life advice was go where the energy is. So if you feel like I should be over here doing that thing, then pay attention to that. And I'm not saying therefore trust your feelings or whatever necessarily. But in the script, I need to go where the energy is and finish the script that I've got rather than the script that I had planned. So my last few pages of the outline might be not redundant exactly, and it will still contain lots of jokes and moments. It's just I think the whole thing's going to crunch together. Now, I have no idea if that is of any use to you. I'm just telling you authentically how I'm going about writing a script. I'm writing this script for no money. It is a spec script, even though I've had a 20-year career writing situation comedy almost entirely for the BBC or independent production companies for the BBC. But this is how I go about my process. It's not a magic process. I'm just trying to demystify it a little bit with these series of videos. And once I've got all these videos up, I'll tell you how it went in the next video at some point, and then we'll maybe have a live YouTube live or something where you can ask me questions about the writing process, particularly the business of writing the actual script. I think is something to focus on. Anyway, that's what's happening at the Situation Room at the moment. If you want more, go to my blog. There's a link in the description below, and you can click to that. And what that will mean is you will get an email every now and then saying, no, there's a new video, or here's some advice, or here's something written down. And actually on the blog, what I can do is drop in YouTube clips of existing sitcoms. I don't really want to drop them into these videos because there's copyright stuff going on. I can't really get my head around all that stuff. And I think it's a bit of a distraction. I don't need to tell you about a scene in Cheers if you can kind of imagine it, or I don't need to tell you about Friends because everyone's seen Friends. If you're trying to write a sitcom now and you haven't seen Friends, then I think something quite strange has happened. So anyway, I'm going to sit down at that desk now. I'm going to turn off notifications. I'm not going to open my email app. I'm not going to open Facebook. I'm not going to do anything. I'm not even going to upload this video or do anything with it. I'm just going to leave it on the camera because by lunchtime I want to have finished writing my draft 0, having gotten to the end, and then I'll know what I've got and I can tidy it up and turn that into a draft 1. Okay, thanks for watching The Situation Room. Speak to you next time. Cheerio.